Sequoia.
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 It's Sequoia.
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 Sequoia. Sequoia.
Sequoia. Sequoia. Sequoia. Sequoia. Sequoia. Sequoia. Sequoia.
Are you guys talking about that magic shit?
Welcome back, you guys, to the Hard Part Podcast, where the hardest part is managing your payments.
You let me know what the fuck kind of company you're running here, man. Prostitutes?
I think I'll just have to cut that whole. I didn't mean to get the cursing in there, but when you get any clip of my brother, there's probably cursing in it.
Yep. So managing finances and payments. So, welcome back. There's the reason we bring that up is lots of stuff in this episode, relates to finances and stuff, because finances.
So if that sounded awkward, it was because we got, happens many times, we got about 5 minutes into the discussion of the podcast and realized we weren't recording, so we just had to breaks and then come back here.
Yeah,
so
because
picking back up.
Because we talk like we're on the podcast all the time, and it sometimes gets infuriating because I'm like, fuck, we didn't record.
Oh, nothing. That was good content.
Yep.
It was just.
So this week on the Hard Part Podcast, we're going to be talking about a few things. Normal keyword corners. We're going to be doing domain this week.
Yeah, something old, little throwback here in the delves of future space stuff.
Future space.
Although
stuff.
it is kind of relevant in the current meta. I mean,
is.
you're talking about lots of land stuff,
Mhm.
and what better place to play a bunch of land stuff, triomes and all that.
Then in domain, exactly. Deck spotlight. Tom has a deck today called Fly Like a Beagle. I don't know what that means.
So
He sent me the synopsis of today, and I'm like,
the
what?
hell? So I was going to do one on Ariel, but I've got a long-term plan coming for that. I'm thinking about talking to, oh gosh, what's the name of the gal that we...
Sarah?
Sarah. I was thinking about contacting Sarah and seeing if she could do up an Ariel for our Little Mermaid.
She'd love to.
Right? That seems like that would be very on
She'd
brand.
love to. No way she won't.
But I definitely want to do the live action Ariel,
Oh,
just
piss
to
everybody off.
upset people.
Yeah.
I like it. It's
I do
you know,
too. There's nothing wrong with it.
I haven't seen the movie, but again, I like new renditions of old things and really, making it for the timepiece, or making it for the time that it's in is kind of relevant.
Mhm.
Regardless of what your feelings individually are about it, it still has a stamp of when it was made. So
Oh, yeah, 100%. Exactly. You know what time period it was, and that's how all Disney movies are anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the current stance of competitive EDH and where it's kind of going, what we think is going to be happening / doing and everything like that, what other big-time creators have said, and then, as always, our Reddit Roundup.
Right.
Which, this one, we're talking about making sure you're doing things appropriately in public.
Yeah.
Before we get too far into today's big format, I wanted to touch upon the very first thing I brought up, which is managing your finances, and talking about the current stance of Secret Lairs and Wizards of the Coast and the release schedules and everything.
Right. So we were just talking about that. You said it's about once a month.
It's once a month or once every other month that they release it.
I know that they have the super drops are basically when they say what they're going to do over
ahead of time.
Okay.
So super drops they do them every quarter, and they're always big. We know what they are ahead of time, and those are usually the ones people are going to want. It's their largest sets that they release, and right on secretlair.com for Wizards. And they're either really good or really bad.
And they vary, right?
They do. They're
So,
completely random. We don't even know what they're going to be a year ahead of time or a couple months ahead of time. They're like, this is what it's going to be. Deal with it.
I more mean in the price range.
In the price range,
as low as
no.
$35 and upwards of $100, $150.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like how we had that Everything's on Fire bundle that started at $19.99 for 5 cards and ended up at the max price at $100 for 5 cards that are all worth 32 cents because they had gold foiling.
That's so
So, for example, the one that brought up the topic before we started was Sonic the Hedgehog and Secret Lair teamed up. And ahead of time, when him and I were talking about, like, oh, is this one going to be good? It's going to sell out because it's got some good staples in it. It's got Lightning Greaves. It's got like the Colossal Hammer and stuff like that. It's a reprint of your Battlesphere.
And even within the packages, it sounds like there's variants. Like you can get the Commander stuff, you can get the one with just the Lotus petals.
Yep, they've
you
got
can get
3
the
different
all
variants.
Foil.
Yep, they have 3 different variants. So usually when they do drops, they do like equipment, spells, commanders, and then they also do foil and non-foil for all of them. And then they also do a giant bundle where you can get everything, foil and non-foil, in the same pack for a larger price, which the larger price is still better than buying them individually.
Yeah.
However, I knew this one would be worth money the moment they said what the bonus cards are, because there's also random bonus cards you'll get within them too, that we know some of them, but sometimes they'll be random. I think this is the first time we know what the bonus cards are the whole time, and it's every single color of the Chaos Emeralds and their Lotus Petals.
That's pretty sick, though. I got to admit, I was back and forth. I don't know where I personally stand when it comes to Secret Lairs. I do. There's some of them I would really like, but the price point for all of them is really just outside of where I'm willing to just like throw money into cardboard.
$39.99 for the foil one at the least of any of the bundles will give you a chance to open up the Lotus Petal.
$30-$40. I don't mind dropping on Magic cards, but I need to get like a playable deck at that point.
Yeah, because you can buy, for example, the Bloomborough Commander decks are $50.
Yeah,
for an entire 100-card deck.
Yeah, no, and I like when the collector's boosters first came out. I heard about them. I didn't know the price point, and then the first time that I like saw them in a store, I laughed out loud, and I made an agreement with myself at that point. I was like, I'm not spending $45 on 15 cards.
And then you went into a business transaction with me, who is like, I'm going to, because I want the special pretty versions.
I don't mind doing that because, again, it is. I do recognize that there is an investment. There is definitely
100%.
Like we've scanned almost $2,000 worth of cards, and
mind
you, scanned in like. Yeah, no, you did the lion's share of that one, definitely.
Yep.
Although I did do the stuff in the binder without pulling them all out. So that was a chore because most of those you have to look up individually because it doesn't scan full art.
Yeah.
Like, no, it scanned through the page pretty well. Anything that wasn't funky.
Just the full art stuff.
And there's a lot of, what is that, Aether Drift.
Aether Drift,
like,
the specialty gold ones don't.
The specialty ones, the specialty arts, which are really cool. Again, that was were those collector's booster packs that you got those funky arts out of, or were those play boosters?
Mixtures.
They had those kinds of cards and play. That's kind of cool.
Yep. So
like,
so Loot, for example, I'm gonna pull out of the binder because I want to build him, even though he's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because this effect does trigger every time it comes out. It's not once per game. It's once per when they're
that.
cast.
And I definitely think you should either like.
Because he's a cool
him
art.
Thematically like running around like piloting vehicles because I think that sounds great. Or just go like full on Disney and like just pull every Disney character that you can.
But yeah, because he's kind of cool and stuff. But essentially, the reason why we were thinking financially is they're almost forcing you to be financially responsible in order to wait for the drop you might really like.
Yeah.
Because we brought it up because we laughed because I was going into this going, oh, I think it's on the 17th they're dropping it. For some reason it was in my head. I was like, oh, I'm going to get paid. I'll be able to get some, maybe try to get some for giveaway and stuff like that.
And then Sonic dropped today.
It dropped today. And I was like,
he's like, ah.
Yeah, I'm like, but hold on. I'm like, this doesn't... How am I supposed to be financially responsible and save for bills, but then have this shit come out? So it's almost like, it does seem like Wizards is like, this is a reward for being financially responsible all the time. And they are doing something different with this drop, though, where so Final Fantasy taught them a very big lesson, which was scalpers hit them super fucking unbelievably hard to the point where nobody in a consumer level was able to get anything.
Which is That's
There was
part of
one
the
guy-
reason why I'm not, because essentially what Secret Lair is to me is Wizards exploiting the secondary market.
Oh, 100%.
Which is, again, it is a market that like they, as the printer, don't have access to,
Yep.
but at the same time, they have like this weird godlike power in it. So I kind of understand them wanting to have skin in the game, and it is cool to just have these weird prints. And I know that kudos to you guys for over at Wizards for putting up with all the crap from Hasbro, because I know that it can't be easy.
Yeah.
You like cook up like crazy ways like Secret Lair and the box,
and
the
then-
booster box,
and then
draft.
Yeah,
thing,
then Hasbro's like, give us the money.
and like we need more money. It's like,
Yeah.
don't you see that we have literally like squeezed
Cornered
blood
the
from a
market, yeah.
stone? Like, look at what we've done.
Yep.
We've done it with cardboard.
Yeah,
Like-
and for the Secret Lair stuff, it's just so the way they combated it is they made it so it's like only 2 per transaction you can do,
Mhm.
and it forces you to go into a queue once you add things to your cart and you go to checkout.
Okay.
So, and what happens is you go into the queue, you wait. Once your hour's up, when you go to that page, you can only put 2 items in the cart at that point and check out.
Okay.
So it
So it does limit them.
2 is very little. There was a
is.
guy on Facebook I saw. He bought 17 of the full max bundles
Mm-hmm.
himself. $13,000 of them
Were
just
you-
so he could resell them.
Were you able to
It wouldn't let me do 2 separate.
in a different tab?
Yep, wouldn't
Okay,
let me
cool.
do
So it
separate
does
tabs.
lock you out at least. You
Yep.
got to use different IPs and whatnot.
Yep. But that's a way they're combating it. Considering Final Fantasy sold out in 13 minutes.
Yeah.
We are now on hour 7, and there's still things available on the website,
Mhm.
which means it is working as intended. Because the Sonic set is the reason people are buying it is the Lotus Petals.
Yeah.
Because if you buy the everything bundle, you get all of the packs, and the way they pack it, they don't put it in one box.
Yeah.
They still have separate envelopes for every single part of the bundle.
That and Lotus Petals, like a bad Lotus Petal's $20.
Exactly. So for $10 more, you're getting a foil Lotus Petal of special art, which is cool. Like that would be a sweet background thing to have, and like in the frame is all of them like serialized, not serialized, but all of them slabbed, and then like set in the background would be super fucking sweet.
right.
Like I think that's the first like
That would be pretty sick.
I think that's the first slab
They'd have to
collection I wanna do.
spin.
Yeah.
They'd have to be like in a thing that would just sit there and like spin the card.
Yeah, and then
Like-
you put the diamond one in the center because
Yep.
that's the major one.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely when we go downstairs put this on a fucking wall and we'll start hitting it.
Like I said, you're just gonna hit it and it's gonna.
Yep. I hope I die.
Don't. That would be so rough.
That
Like-
was died by basketball 5th grade trophy.
Nah. This
So-
will be the death of me.
It will be. But yeah, I feel like Magic and Secret Lair are unintentionally forcing us to be financially responsible.
Yeah.
Which being financially responsible is a good thing. Don't
No,
get
that's
me
totally
wrong.
good.
It's good. But it's almost like they're forcing you to be financially responsible for this thing or
Yeah.
be extremely fucking lucky.
Yeah, not only that, but then on top of that, like again, if there's a crap one like the Everything's on Fire Secret Lair,
That's still sitting on their website.
I hope so. There's no way. Like I
I'm
hope they
surprised the
didn't
Miku
pre-print
bundle's
that
still
one.
sitting there. Like,
Miku's not bad, but Miku is kind of niche.
it is.
Um,
You get a good commander out of it, which is why I bought it.
Do
And then
you know-
there's some that are just bad.
Do you know what's weirdly not niche? Sonic. Like the number of Sonic fans that are just hiding out there. I don't know that they're quite on the level of like dropping dollars like Final Fantasy fans are. But there's definitely some like you start running around talking about Sonic and everybody knows Sonic. Like
Yeah.
which is weird for I did a deep dive on the Sonic lore at one point.
There's so much.
Oddly enough, we bought a Chevy Sonic and have little Sonic on the
Yep.
thing and whatnot. So I looked into the lore to see if I could maybe incorporate some fun stickers or some stuff like that. It's bonkers.
There's
It
a
is
lot.
just
It's actually very deep, and there's a
yeah.
lot to that world.
I don't know about deep quite as much as just there's a lot written. There's
Have you seen
definitely
the kids,
no overall plan going into any of that from the get go.
Have you seen the kids Sonic show? at all. Sonic.
Like, I've seen it, but I haven't.
Because that is unhinged. So there's one scene where Knuckles is like he's punching meat, and Amy's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm beating my meat," and it's like,
was it 90s?
No, this is like new. This
Oh,
is like
really?
a newer show. And then there's one scene where Amy's trying to do something, and he's like, I don't know why you're trying to do that. Women can't do stuff.
Isn't Tails a woman?
Yes, but we're talking about Amy, the fucking pink-haired hammer chick.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So-
I thought Tails was saying that.
But the thing is about this bundle, though, is it is really good, though. The things we're getting in it are good. Dude,
The
shadows were ridiculous.
Oh, okay. So let me say a little bit about that, okay? Because Shadow is amazing, Knuckles is amazing.
It lets you play split second. Like, in split second isn't played as much as it should be, and now it forces you to just play everything that's split second.
Everything is going to be nuts.
It's gonna be.
You want to see Judge?
Yeah,
like
I can't wait to not play anything on my turn. You're just gonna play everything
do
on
that,
your
like,
turn.
Like 3 Judge calls, and finally the Judge is just like, he gets to do it. You can't interact.
There is
I'm
no
sorry.
stack. Sorry.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
his spell resolves. You're playing counters. Well,
Doesn't
that sucks.
fucking matter.
Yeah,
split second,
that's
dude.
what split second says on it is can't be countered.
Yep.
You can't sacrifice this creature in response to.
Yep. So Shadow the Hedgehog says, when Shadow the Hedgehog or another creature you control with flash or haste dies, you draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
So you're also going to be playing flashy haste stuff. Is chaos control is each spell you cast has split second if mana from an artifact was spent to cast it.
Which
So
in Commander is like every spell.
every spell. What you do is you play all of the mirrors for mana taps, and
Yeah.
then congratulations, you cast everything at split
Right. Everything is uninteractable at that point.
Ridiculous.
Well, you saw Shadows, didn't you?
It's Sonic.
No, Shadows.
Yeah,
I'll
that
get
is
to
Shadow.
Sonic.
That is Shadow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Knuckles then. Knuckles is the other one.
Knuckles is double strike, trample, haste for 4. He's a 4/2/4.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 30 or more artifacts, you win the game. What the fuck is that?
Artifacts. Okay, so you can get clues. You can run artifact creatures.
I could throw in a mirror.
Yeah, again, run your mirror at that point. Like it should be him, and then like
Which running mirror is actually a good thing because they reprinted Mirror Battlesphere.
artifact lands.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you only get to run the one because he's mono red, right?
Yeah.
Um,
He's mono red.
But then there was Robotnik. I think was on flavor, and I don't think anybody expected a lot out of him.
Eggman's right. He does stuff with
Eggman, yeah.
Yeah, you face a villain of your choice. That player discards a card, or you may put a construct, robot, or vehicle card from your hand onto the battlefield, which is
It's flavorful. It's not bad.
It's all right.
Again,
Amy's equipment. It's just you play equipment,
Right.
And just do stuff.
Then there was the God mode card. That one was pretty
The
alright.
super
Like,
state is insane.
that will be like CEDH like
So
staple at
Super
this point.
State is a 7-cost legendary enchantment aura that says enchanted creature has base power and toughness 9/9 and has flying, first strike, trample, and haste. And when when enchanted creature deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each opponent.
So put it on your commander. 21 commander damage to everybody. Call it a day.
Yeah, I'm throwing this in Ishin because that's fucking insane.
I got like a random whiff of like nail polish remover right as I took a drink of this, and so for a half a second I was like, oh, I don't want to spit nail polish remover all over everything, but
So funny.
I don't know where it came from.
Tails is flying flash when a vehicle you control enters, draw a card if it has flying. Otherwise, put a flying counter on it.
Yeah, so Tails
she
is vehicles.
she makes things flying vehicles.
Makes sense.
She's in the colors of
It's mechanic.
Yeah. Sonic, his flavor failed.
So bad.
So bad.
So bad. Like, I get what they were going for, but everybody else did really good and is fairly relevant. Not only is he a flavor fail, like, I could have written that card 3 different ways
Yep.
that aligns more with what the character does than what they've got on there.
So
But then on top of that, it doesn't do anything.
No. Sonic the Hedgehog is green. Not green, sorry. Blue.
It's not that big of a flavor fail.
is white, blue, red. Blue, red, Yes, I kind of like that because his shoes are red and he's blue.
Honestly, the white I could go back and forth with. Color-wise, again, if he was green, he is a hedgehog.
They also made him
Makes
America
sense.
colors, and he's
Okay.
a Japanese entity.
That was
so-
kind of the one, like that, and like somebody was like, white because of his shoes, right?
white because he's got the tan on him. He's a legend. He's a hedgehog warrior. Warrior is fucking weird.
Right.
Haste. Gotta go fast. When Sonic the Hedgehog attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with Flash or Haste. Whenever a creature you control with Flash or Haste is dealt damage, create a tapped treasure token. Why do you hate it, Tom?
Because it doesn't do it. Like, where in any of Sonic's lore does he make everybody around him fast, or does he like enable like teamwork amongst his fast? Sonic is a solo player.
Oh, he
okay?
does. Yeah, even in the show, he's like, I'm going to do this myself.
He's a showboat.
Wow, chili dog,
yeah, like,
and then run away.
Is literally the opposite. Okay. Yeah, group hug hasters. Like, I just doesn't. And then what? They hit the opponent to steal something, and you get a treasure.
The only way he works is he has red, so he can play with Knuckles. So he can create treasure tokens that gives Knuckles more treasure tokens off of his treasure tokens. And that's like, I think they put too much skin into that. Because then you can also play him with Shadow, because Shadow has red. You can play Tails.
You think that was the plan?
You can play Tails because of the white. Like, you can play...
And then they all have haste, don't they?
Yes. The only... you can't play with Shadow because he has black.
Yeah, no.
But you can play with Amy, Knuckles... You can play with basically all of his companions.
Okay. So I suppose they made the rest of them, and then they basically just like top down like what would help these characters out the best. Which again still doesn't really like. There's a lot of characters that I remember from '90s, television. He is the last one that I recall ever being like, "It takes teamwork, friends."
Yeah.
Like he's not that guy. Like,
I don't like the fact. So the other flavor fail for me is I'm glad they reprinted Mirror Battlesphere, but they made it the Egg Hammer, which would make it an equipment, but it's a creature.
Yeah. Wait a second. So it's the big like
it's
the floaty thing.
It's the hammer. No, it's a literal hammer.
Oh,
that they made a creature.
That's kind of stupid.
Because they made the Pico hammer an actual equipment, and they called it the Pico hammer, and then they made the Egg Hammer and made that.
You know what? If they wanted to reprint Mirror Battlesphere, you know what they should have done is they should have done the thing that Robotnik or what's his name, Eggman. What he flew around at the end of the first level in.
Yes.
Because that makes little robots
Yep.
and it flies around and it's not.
The thing is, they made really good
It's
like
not
instant
an equipment.
Yeah, they made good instant and sorceries.
Yeah.
So they gave us like Generous Gift, which creates elephant tokens. Open the Armory is a good reprint.
Right.
We got Fabricate, which is pretty sweet.
That's okay.
Deadly Dispute, it's pretty good. Unexpected Windfall was pretty silly considering it's a Knuckles thing. The Soul Ring, I'm 50-50 on.
Okay.
So the Soul Ring is the rainbow ring he jumps through to like boost himself up. And they made the treasure token the coins.
See, I feel like the treasure, the coins.
Yeah.
That's a treasure token. That's a great idea. I see where you're going with it being a soul ring, but that's flavor wise. I understand that being the treasures, and then you pick something else for the ring, and the fact that it does boost you, I think, is kind of a flavor win.
That's true.
So it is enabling you to go faster to drop that.
Because this is all about gotta go fast.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. But yeah, quick take on my version of Sonic when I heard that they were doing it. I would have been very okay with mono blue. I know, I understand that there's reasons to incorporate other stuff, but Sonic is blue.
He is
Like,
when he rolls into a ball, he is blue.
and it's secret lair, so I would be totally fine with just being like, let's go ahead and put haste on a blue creature. Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, if you really want to stick it to type, let's go ahead and go with prowess. Okay, because again, that to me says, hey, he's going faster each time. He doesn't necessarily need haste in order to be flavorful. We can use a blue thing for it.
Just give him a split second.
And then sticking to the blue stuff, let's go artifacts and evasion. So basically, what we'll have is we'll tack on that, like, whenever he deals damage, you create that many treasure tokens. And then on top of that, when staple on an ability below that, where whenever he dies, if you or whatever, you can like sacrifice so many treasure tokens to bring him back. So basically, like in the game, when he gets hit, if you run around and you collect some of the coins that you've lost, then
you can also maybe give him shield too, because when he first gets hit, he doesn't die if he has the coins.
There we go. So like sacrifice 5 tokens, put a shield token on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
Because that's what happens is essentially you lose the coins and you gain a shield.
So yeah, we
just made a better Sonic,
amazing
a mono
Sonic.
blue Sonic.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's what I got to say about the Secret Lair stuff.
And they are trying to keep us fiscally responsible, even if it's inadvertently. So thank you, Wizards, and
thank you for making us fiscally responsible, and then saying, "Hey, let's do a format where you buy an entire box and we make a commander deck." Teehee.
No, I think that Pleasant Kenobi had a good point on that. I think that that's really for people that are already buying
full boxes.
And I do. So actually, I think that I can tie that further into our conversation later. So I'll put kind of a pin in that and hopefully I'll remember it. But the long and short of it is, if that were CEDH, do you think that CEDH would be a better format? Because you're limited to the cards that you've got, and you're limited to... Now, the only downside to that is you would basically have to have a picture or a video of you pulling these cards to make that, or it would be on the honor system of like, oh yeah, I definitely pulled 8 of these commons that I could put into my,
Yeah, we'll definitely put a pin on that because I have words about that.
Yeah.
So we'll move over to Keyword Corner.
Keyword Corner. It's so hard not to do it every time.
I know. It's on to you. So we are talking about domain.
So, I went ahead. I was going to do Vigilance, and then at the last minute realized Sean had let me know that we had already done Vigilance.
90% sure we've done Vigilance.
I'm going to have to stockpile or make a list.
Because I'm pretty sure we talked about Vigilance, because I'm pretty sure I was on the side of I think it's really good, and you said I don't think it's really good. Do you know what's really good is this keyword.
That sounds like that sounds par for course.
Because I don't remember every conversation, but I'm 99% sure that we've done Vigilance.
See, and that's the other nice thing about as they get uploaded to YouTube is I can go through and I can just search the transcript.
Yep.
To although we do say lots of different keywords a lot, so
oh yeah,
maybe I should say something have a code word like Sequoia. Something I'm not going to say again, but then I can go right back to each video because I'll say that right before. And then
safe word.
Yeah, it's a safe word for YouTube.
Sequoia.
Stop saying it because you're going to have a hard time finding it.
Yeah, it's going to suck if I say Sequoia randomly.
Yeah, see, you have to do it randomly because otherwise I'll still be able to find it right here.
That's true.
But anyhow, this round, I was thinking about something unrelated and came up with domain, which I don't recall off the top of my head where that came initially, but I know that it was in Dominaria. So if you want to do the research project on that.
Yep.
The real world definition, which I'm going to start adding in here for these words, is a specified sphere of activity or knowledge, a field of influence or control. So with operating within your domain. It's used a lot in legal terms and so forth.
Invasion.
Excellent. That's way back.
Last used was in Alchemy Dominaria.
Okay. Yeah, so Dominaria stuff. I don't really... Alchemy's...
Yeah.
That's a different game. I think that there are some gems in there, like the bird. I don't know if I've shown you that one yet, but
they made a different Ishkana too, which was really good.
Yeah. And it's great and all, but now you know how hard it is to keep up with Magic cards to begin with.
Already, dude. Just sorting our cards, we're like, oh, they made this in this set.
Or you just find random stuff. I think I brought up the other day the Titanic is a Magic card. I missed that entirely.
Titanic too. Yeah.
So no. No, the Titanic.
That's so funny.
Yeah, like
Jesus.
it was in Doctor Who.
Yeah, Titanic 2.
Titanic 2.
That's the name of it.
Oh, I thought it was just the Titanic.
No, it's Titanic 2.
Rough. So, anyways, domain is an ability word. Okay. So that is a word in italics that's used to group cards with a shared function. It has no rules meaning on its own, but all the cards with domain scale based on how many basic land types you control amongst your controlled lands. And again, the basic land types are plains, island, swamp, mountain, and forest. Which, interestingly enough, if you look up mountain or you look up forest in any type of card search, you get a bunch of like mountain gorillas and mountain this, mountain that, or like forest, blah, blah, blah. But if you look up plains, it's just plains.
Yeah.
There's nowhere that white is as like a creature or anything is ever like, oh yeah, I'm gonna incorporate my basic land type into my name. They just don't do it anywhere.
It's because white sucks.
And then let's see here. Yeah, so it's not a keyword ability. It is an ability word. But it's extremely flavorful. Again, popping up in Invasion, where the multicolor thing really kind of took off for the first part. For the first time, we did some multicolored stuff back in Legends, but outside of that, and that was very incohesive.
Yeah. They
thought that was way more powerful than it actually was.
Yeah, it's like they made multicolor cards in like Ice Age 2, but they weren't like good.
No.
They were more of a you lost value out of them rather than gained value, and now you definitely gain value for multicolored cards instead of mono cards.
I think, rather poetically, Nicole Bolas was the only actual like playable gold card.
Yes, because I have two of the other ones,
and they're just
that
like
I showed you. And they're
$12.
hot garbage.
Like
Cumulative upkeep is hot garbage on it.
We should, you know what? We should build those. Is what we should do.
They're not $12. They're like 15 cents.
Exactly.
They're
yeah.
so bad.
We should build those and we should play those against each other. Like just the worst cards that we can get together. Like
yeah. The only thing that saves it in Commander is the fact that cumulative upkeep means nothing because you just let it die and then go back to the command zone and just recast it again.
Oh yeah, because you might as well at that point.
Yeah,
like
you just let it die instead of spending a shit ton of mana to keep it out. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about just just throw some lands or rocks underneath it, and then it just sits there. Like those 6 are just sitting around.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
like
that's fair.
But anyways, a trial for another time. But domain is pretty cool. It's got a lot of great flavor to it, and I think that we should maybe do a focus on it at some point. I think even as a set, the places where it's shown up is more like they intend for it to work on a scaling thing. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think that if we did a set that was focused on making sure that you get all 5 land types with 5 different lands.
Yeah.
So, triomes are great. All right, but they're definitely cheating when we're talking about
they're so
what domain's
cheating.
trying to do.
Yeah, it's like the you win if you have one of each color thing.
Yeah.
It's cheating. You just play triomes and you're like, all right, good game, guys.
Got 2 lands out.
Got 2 lands out.
Good to go.
Oh, I play Leyline and all my lands are all the lands now. I win.
Mm-hmm. Just blown out.
Stupid.
But yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot for domain aside from that.
Yep.
So
domain is relatively just straightforward. It's a lot of just...
It's there.
It's there. It exists. It doesn't really get seen much. Like we said, it last time it came out was in an alchemy format. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I think technically it was in... I'd have to look for the specific reference, but it was probably just part of them trying to fix it within alchemy because it probably existed on domain in Dominaria.
Yep, because they haven't even done one-off printings of it anywhere either.
Yeah.
It's just been there.
Mm.
So, but yeah, Keyword Corner super short this week just because it's domain. Domain doesn't have a lot to talk about. It's not...
Pretty basic.
It's not like
it's pretty basic.
I'm gonna die.
Dude. Well, I mean, eventually we all do. I would hate to... watch out for that trophy over there.
So we'll move on now to your. Let's go to your deck spotlight, huh?
So last week, I'm gonna run you guys through this if you weren't on the train from last week. Last week we talked about some of the weird power that lies within Time Sifter, this hidden gem of a card.
I love
right?
Time Sifter, dude.
And as much as I wanted to make the deck that just goes and gets Time Sifter and then grabs Emrakul and like throws Emrakul over and over again on the top of your deck, that seems like it's going to be the basis for a lot of these decks where I pick a non-commander to kind of build it around.
Please tell me you're not going to copy Time Sifter 18 times.
I didn't say that, okay? But I did not include anything in here that is going to let me search up an artifact.
So why is it called Fly Like a Beagle? I'm so confused.
So the Beagle part is, as I was building this deck, I was sent a spoiler from you.
Fucking the corgi?
The corgi, yeah.
Okay.
I know I'm not great on the dog stuff. Okay, or dog breeds, at least like the fancy ones. And
in Edge of
whatnot.
Eternities, they're giving us a corgi who is a paraplegic with an electric wheelchair. And he's adorable. He's the best boy, and you can also sling him with a lobster.
So there is a way to go infinite. Okay, there's a bunch of extra turn stuff with the beagle. Okay,
with the corgi, but with the dog.
Yeah. But here's the thing: it's not efficient. This is 5 at best. Okay, I put extra care to make sure that they're
1 at best.
What?
You said 5 at best, like a 5, like ranking, or like.
Oh yeah, like it is. It's
so bad is 1.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's a 1 then.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely.
I was
a
like
1.
a 5. Holy fuck.
Yeah, no.
It's a 5 at best.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Flip the scale.
Hey man, what are you playing? I'm playing. It's like maybe a 3, and it's a 5.
See, and again, it's not an intuitive system. Like I imagine. I think it's because they mix tiers and then a number.
It's
because to me, a tier 1 deck, that's top tier. You have one. One pillar that's holding you up at the top.
Ishin, who for some reason is set as a 3 on the bracket system, and is definitely not a 3.
No. Well, again, I think Ishin rolls
combats.
in. You're making enemies from sitting down. Like everybody knows what your deck plan is, and they know that you will be attacking them.
They know the deck plan is equipments. They don't know the deck plan is 13 combats.
I think that you play against Ishin 2 or 3 times, and then you get that like. Oh, you don't need extra turns. You just need 5 combats in a row to kill everyone.
Yeah, so 13 is just the icing on the cake.
Yeah. So no, I think that I think that Ishin is not lying about what he's trying to do when he sits down at a table.
Nope.
So it's always going to be like
it's not like Nira, who I'm building, who lies about what she's doing, because she can literally be anything.
Oh yeah, like
I think I'm gonna build 2 separate decks for her and interchange them, because like. She has a fucking ton of possibilities.
So I was actually thinking about doing that with Wizards.
Yeah, because you just change the deck but leave the commander.
Yeah, because I was thinking the other day, I was like, I feel like a red version of this would be, just red Wizards. It can be very fair. I'm just copying red Wizards. I'm not doing anything crazy shenanigans like you do when you get into Grixis colors.
Or with Nira, I make a 200 card deck and just call it a day.
You can't.
Be silly.
It's the 100 card limit.
It'd be silly.
There's really
back to slinging your fucking dog.
So, anyways, the dog
Sequoia.
Sequoia. Damn you. So anyhow, the dog who is in the deck, if I can find him here, is
he's the
gone.
Best. He's the best boy.
There he is.
He's so good.
The Chrome Companion. All right.
He's so cute. I'm going to put him up on the screen, and he's going to stay here because he's so cute.
Just like cut him out.
I'm going to cut him out, let him ring.
Rolling into the...
rolling in is so fucked up.
Hey, that's how he works. That's how he rolls, okay? But anyways, artifact creature dog for 2. He's a 2/1. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you gain 1 life. and you can pay 2 and tap him and put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Okay? So, basically, what the plan is to do is to get no cards in your library, which there aren't easy ways to do in this. Okay? It's going to be a grindy, like...
You're going to play the leveler. Is leveler going to be in there?
No.
Why not?
Because that's the thing, is this is supposed to be like the lowest tier. Okay, this is just for fun. It is
leveler's low.
It's extra turns, but not anything like the most turns that you can take in like succession is probably 3, unless you stack this properly.
Extra turns makes you a bracket 3. By the way.
Okay, so maybe it's just a 3, but
it makes you a 3.
They're very base cost. Okay.
Okay.
Now I suppose you can cast some for free if you have your commander, and if your commander attacks, and if your top card is one of those cards.
So it is a 5. Continue.
So, but yeah, and it also does a lot of weird group hug synergies. Like I play Scheming Symmetry in here. That I suppose does allow you to search for your combo piece if you need it. But again, it also lets somebody else search too. So you can play the, hey, who wants to search for a card? I know I just said that I had taken special care and then I added that, not realizing that can search for anything. So my intention for that was to search for something else.
Because what
not
you
the
do
time
is you
sifter.
play. You said you want to make your library your graveyard. Just play fucking leveler.
Well, again, that's it could be added. I might find a slot for it. But it's also fairly budget, which I'll get back to. But yeah, so basically what you're looking to do is get everything out of your library and then use this good boy to put whatever card you want to, which is, there's a lot of like heavy cost stuff in here.
Yep.
Gurok's Wake, Temporal Trespass, Time Stretch, Rise of the Dark Realms, and then a really good one that's not played quite enough is the Blazing Archon, okay? And it's 6 and 3 white for a 5/6 flyer that says creatures can't attack you. And it's like 50 cents.
That's weird.
Right?
Dice removal.
It does. But again, throw him out there and then start protecting him. I mean, that might be fodder for Ishin there before too long. Like,
he's so expensive though. Ishin is, I need to attack and win by like turn 6.
yeah, but you can also get him into your graveyard and then pull that out. Like,
Oh yeah, with the Entomb.
But anyhow, yeah, there's lots of high cost stuff. So you should have the goal with those high cost cards is more just to have something you can throw on top of your deck, or to run into them when you've got a time sifter out there. You get much over 9, and it's really hard for a lot of people to
Not allow you to have extra turns.
Yeah. So again, extra turns, potentially infinite extra turns, but it's very fair. Very fair. So
The term infinite extra turns is very fair.
fly like a beagle. Check it out on the Moxfield and pick it up on manapool.com. I checked something out earlier because I was like, you know what? I'm wondering what the competition is like if I hit the little cart here, and I'm like, all right, Card Kingdom, this is a $109 deck. Okay. I don't like making decks for, to promote that's more than like $100 unless it's really, special. So I go over to TCG Player, and it's $96.54, so under the $100 mark. But this is hardly, again, this is supposed to be a fun deck. This shouldn't cost like an arm and a leg. Star City Games down to $93.51. Cool Stuff Inc., who's not bad, but they are in the 103 bracket.
Yep.
City Trader, which was £62.38. All right, and for those of you who are not familiar with the across the pond currencies, that's $72.30 in US dollars.
Okay.
But then I go over to our guys over there at Manapool, and we're at $61.
Holy shit.
So even if you didn't have the extra way to like grab them from overseas or whatnot, which is kind of its own bag, we're like $40 cheaper than the next setup.
Yeah.
Over at manapool.com, which just and it's very community friendly. Like the more we've gotten involved with them, the more they're really just about getting people out there to get the cards to the people that want them.
Exactly, and
which
the
is
fact
really
that you
cool.
Can optimize your cart, and you can even go. You can even get lower if you decide to get damaged cards.
Yeah, I could probably take this over to Manapool, and I could probably check off the damage card, get this thing real low here. And if you're using Dragon Shield sleeves, damage cards don't matter quite as much.
Don't matter because you're not even going to see the back of them. Just don't get the clear ones like I found out that I now have to re-sleeve my entire Spire deck because I have a couple of old lands in there that are absolutely damaged.
Yep. Yep, they will definitely stick out. Gosh, that just like right on the top. Yeah.
It's a heavy.
Just let it go.
So,
sorry, my penis fell out of my pants.
Sequoia. Speaking of lands, we got a spoiler a couple minutes ago.
Oh, really?
That just dropped.
Nice.
Of a bonus sheet card. And it's a reprint of Ancient Tomb.
Oh, I did see that.
Look at that thing.
I did see that. I like the other one.
That's an Eldrazi thing.
That is definitely an Eldrazi.
That's an Eldrazi
in a planet.
Yeah, that is so cool. Yeah, that Ancient Tomb.
That's not the first time that we've seen Eldrazi go and live off in a celestial being somewhere.
It is not. Yep, there it is. There's the money card. That is 100. The thing about it, Ancient Tomb is
Edge of Eternity just blew its money shot all over Facebook.
Sequoia. But no, everybody's been trying to say, everybody's like, why is this so good? They're like, I don't understand why it's expensive. They're like, it's a soul ring on a land.
Yeah.
It's a turn 1 2 mana.
Again, people don't know.
It's because they see damage and they get scared.
Oh.
Dude, you can turn 1 Ancient Tomb, tap it, deal 2 damage, get 2, play Soul Ring off of that, play Arcane Signet off of that, play Lotus Petal, you're on turn 7.
I do have to admit that was definitely a way that I sniped people when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody would like recoil to like spending life in any way, I'm like, oh, buddy, I have got this Temporal Extortion deck that you are not going to like. Pay half my life rounded up, or you take an extra turn? Well, you can just take an extra turn. That's only like what? You're just drawing an extra card, right? Yes, that's all I'm doing.
No, Ancient Tomb is very good. That's 100%. So everybody's saying that's the chase card now in the set.
Oh, I could 100%. And I don't hate the art.
No,
I think I like the other
arts.
one better. But I'm with you. That is an Eldrazi in a planet all day.
Yeah, that ancient. Yeah, that's the Stellar Sights one.
So,
Holy
I
shit,
did have
dude.
a more expanded thing, and I'm going to run with it for a little bit, and then if we don't get over to the Mold Hounded stuff, this isn't in my lineup, but I had spent some time on it earlier this week, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Did you notice that there is another Alien franchise thing coming out here in August? Alien Earth? Yeah. What happened? What happened? We have a Magic the Gathering set where we're off in space and for the first time in the Alien franchise, not in space. Okay. I just want to. All right. Yeah, AVP came down here and whatnot, but for the Alien proper franchise, this is the first time that we were like, let's go to Earth.
Yeah.
And it's the first time that Magic's like, let's go somewhere else. All right. So, how did we not get a crossover? Because even in the Alien Earth thing, the premise is that they've brought a bunch of different aliens. So we have xenomorph level threats in mass, which the xenomorphs have already very closely been compared with the Sliver Hive on more than one occasion.
Yeah, like that one card in the set they released that isn't a sliver but looks like a fucking sliver.
Not only that, but that's basically how in the Alien franchise that the aliens came about was utilizing that. So yeah, how we didn't get across is there speculation there as to like did they have something that was gonna go together that was gonna
and
like?
then it kind of fell through.
Yeah, because August 1st is the release of EOE, right?
Yep.
And then this thing drops on like the 8th or the 16th. Like that seems like that would be a perfectly fitting, market handoff. Oh, okay, everybody's playing slivers and this and that and the other thing. And then you get out to the end and it's like, oh, now there's a show and there was this card and so forth.
So Xenomorphs also, when you look at like proxies and stuff, are usually slivers.
Throwback to Elkoi. Man, that guy has got a sliver deck. I need to get that. I just need to get the proxy of that. I will never make it in paper. But the full proxy thing with all the aliens in play, that's so freaking cool.
I mean, we're getting a Sliver Overlord reprint.
We are.
Edge of Eternities as well, but it's on the bonus sheet, so it's a special, did you see they also are doing
only in the collector's packs?
It is. Don't worry, I'm buying collector's boxes.
No, I know. But
they also released the dopest fucking binder of that card,
too.
I
bet.
Like, they're doing a zip binder from Ultra Pro
nice.
of that card. It is
You know what they should have done, because they know how to do the color scheme better. They should have fucking gotten a hold of Trapper Keeper. Okay, because I'd have dropped $100 on,
Look at that thing.
Yeah, but
That thing's dope as shit, dude.
It's Ultra Pro.
It's Ultimate Guard.
Oh, okay.
That thing's
more interested now. I don't know anything about them.
Dude, it is. It's the same people who are making the sperm deck box.
I wish I could. They knew that.
There's no fucking
Whoever
way
rapped that was like,
there's no way. They're like, this is a sperm.
I do have to wonder on stuff like that how many times it is some like giggling intern that comes up with it, and they're like, there's no way they're gonna approve this. This is gonna get me fired. I'm fucking ready to quit. And then, like, it gets approved, and then
they get
it's
a
like,
raise,
this is a best-selling product. Good way to go, Seymour. You're promoted.
Seymour. Butts.
I mean, I was just picking a name that I haven't used in a while. Like, do a lot of writing and so forth. So, coming up with names. Just on the fly.
So, yeah,
But yeah, that was kind of my like.
No, I
spent a lot of time on that. I've got a whole comparison, and there's a lot of back and forth between them. Again, we have multiple alien species. There's even one of the species is this like squid jellyfish thing that like mind controls you, and here we have mind control bracers and jellyfish people.
You know what I think they're gonna do? So remember, we're still getting spoilers, right? We still have like 2 weeks of spoilers. There's a lot of cards in the set that haven't been spoiled. What if the last batch of spoilers is slivers? And that's what we're holding out for.
There's no way.
Why would we get a single sliver artifact and a reprint of Sliver Overlord unless they're going to dump some slivers on us? Or even just reprint it?
So, I'm holding out. I would really love to see, like personally... And realistically, I would love to see at least one out of each color printed at the common level so that we can get some in, standard play and whatnot. Maybe not standard play, but in limited. But outside of that, I think realistically, they dropped a really bomb in-universe reason for not having slivers. Okay, that was the card. They don't have to put them in there. It makes slivers already, so you can play slivers in limited if you really wanted to. It is a good relevant card. Every sliver deck should be running this thing. It has affinity for slivers, so at the right time, it is a free spell.
Turn
2.
Yeah, if you have 7 slivers, it's free.
Isn't it 6?
I thought it was 7.
I think it was 6.
It 6?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude.
And again, if you have Mana Weft Sliver and Gemhide Sliver out there, that's reducing it by 2, and you already they can each tap for 1. So on turn 4, you can cast it.
Sorry, I'm loading
Turn 3.
all of the photos
4,
because there's a million photos. Yeah, because we're still missing a chunk of cards. Let's see. It is 6.
That being said, my opinion and my educated guess or hopefuls, will concede to, like, you've had a really good track record going all the way back to when we started this. Everything that you've called out, even far into the distance, you seem to have, like, I feel like it's less you being smart and more you being exactly who Wizards is trying to target. So when you're like, oh, they're going to do this, and then they do it, it's less prophetic and more just that they're doing a good job of curtailing to what you as a consumer need.
I think it's because my skin's been in the game of Wizard releases long enough as well.
True.
Where I kind of understand what their releases are going to look like.
Yeah.
And that's why Edge of Eternities, I was right about them reprinting some of the most profitable lands in Magic history.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I did that off of just the land hate deck. I did that prediction just off of
fair.
We're going to have land hate, which means we're going to get
and
really
they had
good lands.
And they had a commander based around just cracking your lands.
By the way, that deck is a tier 4.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, they're printing a Precon 4.
Which is kind of like, that is
good, though.
That's
because
the status quo. That should be the entry level. I don't mind people having, like these really powerful decks. But yeah, at least maybe this will tie back to that one Reddit that we had pulled up with the Reddit user who, if we lean on what he was saying and he didn't realize what he was doing, yeah, if you throw the dog meat in with the mix of the rest of the precons from that set, oh my god, dog meat will win every time.
The Mothman, my girlfriend's cousin picked up, is also kind of ridiculous.
No, the Mothman is good, okay, but the Mothman, again, is a mill deck.
Oh,
and
that's
what
true.
Is a mill deck?
That's true. I'm one of the only people who likes mill decks.
What does a mill deck do to...
It makes board states more powerful because graveyard is an extension of your hand.
Like, what is dog meat want? It's a giant graveyard full of stuff that he can pull.
Yeah, that's
everything.
True.
Yeah, so if you're milling dog meat, like,
yeah, I guess. But yeah, we're getting like the reprints of the lands, like Inkmoth Nexus and like Gemstone Caverns, Adventurers Fair. We now have Ancient Tomb, Mystifying Maze. Like, I was right on those, and that's why I think with this giant gap, because we have a huge gap of cards we still haven't seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be all the multicolors we're getting.
No.
So we're missing a lot of multicolors. We're missing maybe a few artifacts.
That would be another... so they do kind of have a track record when it comes to printing slivers. Again, they usually either do them all in common, uncommon, where they have just some bases, or they do one with each color combination. We haven't had triome slivers that I know of yet.
We haven't.
And it would be really nice to get some wedge commanders like you were talking about.
That's the thing, too, is we might potentially, within this set of multicolors we haven't gotten, maybe we get another sliver commander that is 3-color instead.
That would, honestly, if we can get like, and this is shooting for the moon, but if we can get 5 3-color commanders or 5 4-color commanders, 4-color commanders to kind of bridge that gap.
You could do a 4-color sliver that's like because we have the first sliver.
Mm-hmm.
What if they print the last sliver?
They kind of did that in Plague Sliver. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, but like but flavor-wise, this would be better.
Yeah, except they're not, and they're never ending.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like saying the last Infinity.
The Final Fantasy?
Yeah, like saying the Final Fantasy 32.
Yep.
And say that doesn't exist, because then I'll say yet.
True. The lead in to bracket 4 of the deck, too, kind of leads us into our topic of competitive commander.
So, it's funny, because as we've gotten further into this, we kind of send each other different little things, and we'll find stuff in our own little Magic circles. He does a lot more Ben Bateman stuff. I do a lot more Pleasant Kenobi stuff, and like we kind of meet in the middle on the Professor and so forth. But really, rarely do we end up both, even though we're in the same we got a lot of overlap. Rarely do we find the same video and both send it to each other. And that basically happened the other day.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to show you this video. And then as he's showing it to me, I scrolled through my feed and pulled it up and showed it to him. And it's the same video.
And the long and short of it was Mulhound has basically, and I love the philosophies that he brings to the game and so forth. But really, he said something that's not only very valid, but we're looking into it because you're going to get into competition level CEDH.
Yep.
And although I don't, we don't expect to take home the gold or anything like that, it is good to know if you're getting into a competitive game or in competitive format. It is good to know up front what the actual numbers are because it is very different for Commander than it would be for almost any other competitive format or really any other type of competition level thing.
For example, the win rate in Commander at the highest peak is 40%.
Yeah.
Because you're in a pot of 4, which increasingly lowers your percentage of winning. He also mentions in the video that if you play first, you have 3 times more chance to win compared to the rest of the pod.
Which is insane. That really comes down to the coin flip at that point.
It does, yeah. And because you are setting the board state for the entirety of the game. But you also have a higher % chance of losing going first because then people are going to know what you're doing sooner.
Well, again, I think that's where... so part of the big argument with it is it does level out. There's an amount of luck that kind of goes into Magic, which makes the high-level competitions kind of worth it, like Standard and so forth. You can't just build a perfect deck and then go in there and just win every time. And if you do have a situation like that, it's going to get banned quick. Yeah,
which is exactly what happened. And now Dimir is all of this. Yeah, and now Dimir is now the top 7 decks in Standard.
And it's just that is what it is. It's good to see a shift. I honestly can't think of a time that I've played where Dimir was at least by itself was the top tier deck.
Yeah. So it is nice to see the shift, but it's kind of weird.
It is, but it's part of the format. You can get good. You can get your win rate at 1v1 Magic up to 70-80%.
Which is what happened at Pro Tour.
And that's really good, but you can get to that is the point. You can try and work hard. You could be a CEDH player for 20 years and have the best decks and know all of the card interactions and be able to play all of the politics and still walk away with a 45% win record.
Yep. There's a lot of factors. It's the fact that you're playing against 3 other people. You're playing a 100-card deck with singletons.
Right, which even if you're searching, which at the higher levels, that's basically what it turns up into. Yeah,
you're still a way lower probability of pulling what you need to.
Yes.
In for example, limited formats for pre-releases or drafts, 40-card decks are so unbelievably aggressive.
And consistent
every time. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly when things are going to be pulled. You can count the cards and go, okay, I have this very small 2% probability of not pulling this card this turn.
Which is why it's really funny that you can pull an amazing bomb and just absolutely never pull it during your entire...
Yeah, I literally fucking pulled...
Prime time.
I pulled Prime Time in a limited event and never saw it once. And it's okay. But yeah, the competitive CEDH. Well, competitive CEDH was redundant.
Yeah, we know what you're saying. CEDH.
I think it does have the potential to actually be a real competitive format.
Oh, really?
I do. But the problem is it needs more regulations on stuff, right? We need to figure out this bracket system for true. Because you can enter a competitive tournament with a 2.
Yeah.
Which they need to regulate that too. If they're going to do a tiered system, they have to make tiered tournaments as well. If you need to have because the thing is, you can be the best at having a tier 1 or a tier 2 or a tier 3 or tier 4 or tier 5. You can have that.
They've done a really good job, at least coming up with an outside the box type of soft ban list with the game changers and so forth. But at the same time, Magic is such a complicated and complex game that if you work hard enough at it with whatever parameters, you can make something broken.
Yeah.
Especially in a card pool as big as Commander's
People
is.
have broken tier 1s.
But when it comes down to it, I don't think... See, I think that what we need to do is we need to have non-prize support, so basically just participation level Commander events, okay? So everybody comes, everybody gets a participation trophy, and honestly, to the ones that are complaining... you shouldn't be here anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, like if you're looking to come in and like piss stomp all over everybody and because you're the best and whatnot,
Go play standard.
We don't need that energy here.
Literally go
okay?
play standard.
I want to lose against, Joe Schmo who's playing again his mermaid deck that he, got custom art for or whatnot.
It's like me like spiders are good, but they're not like competitive. Good.
Yeah, they're
And like the thing
very
is,
passive.
yeah, my Ishin deck can lose to a bracket 1 on the right conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing about competitive on the backside of it is very hard to regulate. I can just have terrible draw luck like I always do, and then just eat fucking like pace.
Yeah,
which happens a lot when we play.
The one deck that you've consistently lost against is if I don't run out, if I don't hit like. My mana drops, that's one thing. But if I hit my mana drops, the green deck takes you out.
Yep.
But like it was built out of chaff, and most of green chaff is destroy target artifact or destroy target enchantment.
Yeah.
And then big fancy creatures that just run over you. So it was
because in standard you can build a deck that works against everything you could potentially play against. And the problem with Commander is when you build a deck, it's very hard to build a deck that goes against everything because then you have this weird mix of everything that's niche on certain situations. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
So, in turns, competitive EDH can work if we get better at how the Game Changer list works, figure out what the fuck we're doing with the ban list, and potentially making bracketed tournaments for certain brackets so that you don't have that weird intermingling of, like, a 5 facing a 1. I think it could work that way. However, that will take a lot of work in Wizards' favor because they need to now figure out their lack of judge situation too with tournaments.
I think that's gonna solve itself. The judge situation. As far as what it used to be and so forth, I think it's not going to resemble that at all, but I think that something is coming out of that.
Yeah.
I think that there are going to be some growing pains, and what we're looking at now is really not even the base shape of what it's going to end up being, but it's definitely, as long as the game continues, it'll need to be regulated.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about potentially going back into judgeship as well, just to kind of get that other angle again.
We're both looking into it.
Because I think it would be good for us, because then we can answer a lot more rules questions for you guys that might be on a weird level.
I think my biggest problem with it is like finding the dedicated time to like stay relevant and like officiated with it. Because it's kind of like piloting where you have to like you have to do so many of them.
The thing is, with us like doing the podcast, is we are always checking rules, though.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say,
we are always sharpening our skills doing this.
Outside of just like trying to figure out, how that would work with my work schedule, I don't really think that it's gonna be that big of a deal because I would be more than happy to go to and to not have to play because I love events. I don't always love putting my mind in that brain space of like building a new deck all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it would be good too anyway because then we can sharpen our skills and still do stuff with the podcast.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, overall, CEDH can actually be a thing.
So I have several different ideas for making it, actually CEDH. But I think the most viable one that I really like, that I've come up with, is it's not just an open card pool. What you can play is you can play basic Commander precons.
That would be cool as hell.
That's all it is. Like
the thing
is,
that can still be once again, that can be a separate tournament bracket.
Yeah,
it's precons.
Right. Like it's just, and that's why I like the idea of the
tier 4.
No, the deck building.
The one box.
The one box to build a commander deck. I really like that, but unfortunately, there are a lot of logistics towards like.
I have a problem with that.
Oh, really?
if everybody goes to the event, buys a box, makes a commander deck, you are going to have one-sided tournaments. Have you seen the variation between my boxes I've opened compared to Joe or
Yeah.
like anybody else's on the
Yeah.
internet? Dude, my boxes
So,
are fucking hot garbage.
Here's my thing. You go, and maybe this could also tie into the overall of the how to make sure that we keep everyone honest. You go, you do the event with everyone, okay? And then when you do that event, that seals that deck in. Okay, you get a certification, whatever,
Yep.
of that deck, that card list, that is what that is. And then you can play that again as long as you have that certification. But if you show up and you either don't like your old deck or you want to try something new, then you just buy a new deck and then get it certified there.
That's true.
Okay, so it is a certified draft deck or certified commander draft deck, and then that, like, say, you know, like you have one that does really crappy, but then the meta in this new setup is like perfectly geared for it.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
true.
take that old one that you have that is certified, it did come from a booster, and then that can enter into tournaments with newer.
That'd be
you know,
cool. Yeah.
Um,
What if you did an actual draft style, which would take forever, but you do what you do in actual draft and you pick a card, pass it, and you do that for an entire box? That
So
would be
I love that idea, but
would
that
take
does
so
sound
long.
like an all day event.
But
like,
the first day of the tournament is first day you build the deck that way. Then you have a whole day to refine. Then you start tournament brackets.
I'm 100% down with. See, and that's the other thing that we could look into is maybe just organizing our own tournaments.
Yeah.
So I want to do obviously the Stanley Cup as a commander kind of free for all. But before that, in order to do kind of a soft launch of another event so that we can kind of see how it all works and everything, I was thinking about doing one for Halloween. And just do kind of a scary deck. Most decks don't really need to do all that much. Heck, even wizards could be a scary wizard deck. Or
yeah,
whatever,
witches and
you know?
wizards are Halloweeny,
Yeah.
and then I could do like cats, like
Oh yeah, cat deck would be great.
a cat deck,
Yeah.
like black cats and stuff like that, or spiders.
You also have a really nice cat zombie deck in the works that would
I do.
That would be amazing.
Yep, cat zombies would be good.
Um,
And then yeah, spiders. Spiders
Spiders.
is 100% like a Halloween thing.
But-
so
yeah, so I wanted to throw together these events, and I was thinking, as I was thinking about doing the second event, I was like, you know, it would be really nice if, even if it weren't like a sanctioned CEDH event, if it were like on some level like a casual event. I don't know about prize support or so forth for something like that, but like if people could get, you know, like if it could be registered as an event, if we could like get people credit
That'd be
for
cool.
playing or
Yeah.
whatnot.
that'd be pretty sweet.
So, but yeah, just something to look into.
Yeah.
And if you guys are interested out there and you want to do events like that with us, or you have ideas for events,
Let us know.
yeah,
We want to do more and stuff like that, and obviously it'd be nice to start doing recordings. And I know once we get the studio, we're gonna kind of start doing more what other Magic channels do, not to flood the market, but we're gonna record play sessions.
we are, but we're gonna find. So my commitment to that is for every one just like play session that we do, I'd like to do one more that is a variant. Okay, so whether we do
Yep.
Against the Horde or we
Yeah.
do Party Box, or you know, like
Everybody change fucking decks.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Things that are really annoying.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we did
Plane Chase.
we did fucking plane chase.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy
I love. We
shit,
should do
dude.
that. We
Yeah.
should do that the next time we sit down with
Plane
a pot
chase
of 4.
gets so annoying.
Yep.
Like, oh, all your spells are free this turn.
You think Ishan's good? Do Plane Chase.
Yep.
See how well.
We played against the Horde the other day.
Oh, I was gonna spend most of next week on that.
Cool.
So,
We'll do that. We'll talk about
'cause I
Against the
wanted to
Horde,
get-
'cause that's so cool.
I wanted to try a couple of the 60 card decks that I have against that.
Can we play more again?
I
tonight?
do. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Oh,
I want to play. Maybe I might finalize spiders
I
tonight.
don't know about tonight,
Oh.
but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Sequoia. So finally, let's move over to our Reddit roundup.
Reddit roundup.
Reddit Roundup this week is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
It is... So typically we do things like people making bad choices or trying to figure out who's the asshole in a situation or anything like that. But there is a big part of Magic that we do need to talk about, especially where we want to open up like an actual physical card store and stuff.
Right.
That we need to be aware of.
Mhm.
And this is something that even as players you need to be aware of. And it is from r/Magic TCG from user Background Bake 3149 from 4 hours ago.
Ooh, spicy, up to date.
The title is Hypersexualized Card Sleeves at Public Events.
Catch news and weather at 5.
Sequoia. That's going to be the name of this episode. I hope you know that.
Sequoia.
Sequoia. So, I went to an event for another TCG game, and several of the players had some crazy sleeves / mats, to say the least. I'm like, hey, whatever you're into is for you. But I have a 5-year-old he'd like to be able to bring to public events and like this. But what's the general consensus on sleeves and mats? And are there any rules around this? I'm not talking sleeves with like attractive girls and guys on them or anything. I'm talking about nude women, both real and anime, with slightly covered nips and crotch.
So first off, I think that game stores should be all ages, okay?
Yes.
That being said, I don't think that as a parent, taking a 5-year-old child, to an event, a Magic the Gathering card event, is a nice thing to do to the child, okay? Children don't sit that still for that long.
No.
Unless they're autistic, in which case, sure, go ahead and bring them. They don't care about the boobs on the thing. That being said...
They're more worried about the fact that card from Aether Drift has a train on it.
Yeah. That being said, really bring them to the card store, sure.
Yeah.
Bring them in to sit down for a non-casual event, even if it's like CEDH is not a casual event for children. There's a lot of stuff, like unless your card place has like a designated child area, which is not a bad idea to think about. If we have excess space, I wouldn't plan for it.
Yeah,
but,
that'd be cool.
But yeah, a place for, unless it has a designated place for small children to just hang out, unless they're like really on the ball or really into it, like my son was really into it and is autistic and is, you know, like, so he learned to read at 6 so that he could play Magic with us. That being said, if they're under 8, I don't think that hanging out at an event like that is really like what they need to be doing.
My mom used to, when Crossroads here in Maine was in its original location, she would bring me there to like look at stuff and everything, but it would never be events because events are more of an young teen, young adult thing to do because you're now getting into the harder topics that kids might not be able to understand anyway, like tournaments and winning and losing. And like,
there's a lot
rules,
going
regulations,
on there.
and
there are conversations that maybe are not for toddler children. It's not to say
we went to an event that the people behind us were swearing and dropping F-bombs and stuff. And with everybody's an adult, so nobody cared. But like, imagine if a kid's just walking by and stuff, right?
Now, all of that being said, the line is weird when it comes to waifu and what's acceptable as far as like, how much cleavage can you put on a children's television character before it is an adult show, like, but at the same time, I think that
just talk to your LGS.
If the LGS is okay with them having it, then it's probably not like nipple level or like absolute like.
And you can't really say anything at that point because it's up to the LGS. But
yeah,
everybody on the post is saying, "Did you bring it up to the LGS?" Because they could probably say something or anything like that, or like, because like for example, Weekend Anime that wouldn't fly there because it is. It is more leaning towards like the younger adult stuff, and kids are going in there to look at the toys and stuff, and you're not going to have all that. But they also have a completely separated play area for the tournaments that is separate from the shop, so there isn't going to be that intermingling.
Right.
So unless you're bringing your kid to that side to look at it, you should be fine. But I also don't know the setup of your LGS and what it looks like.
And I'm not going to say that like if you show up and there's just like straight porn on your stuff, if there's just a naked woman on your card sleeves and on your playmat. Like,
it at home.
yeah, there's. You see the line, okay? If it looks like something that they would have on their shelf or in the store, okay, it's there's not a card store out there that I've seen or a game store that is like extremely conservative. I haven't seen one that is conservative.
I mean, even Weekend Anime has like sexier looking girls in their
Exactly.
sleeves, but they're still covered up. It's just
Right.
a lot of
Right.
It's just a lot of
but yeah,
personalities sticking out.
just know that
But,
this isn't like a green light to like take your nude Chandra and Nissa like fingering each other on the playmat like.
Yeah, and also don't be like, "Hey, I like your sleeves of that naked woman. Thanks, it's my wife." Like,
Yeah. Appreciate it. That's my grandma.
Sequoia.
She sent these little photos back to my grandpa when he was at the.
Yeah, these are vintage. Like the
Vintage.
photo is a vintage pinup of my grandmother.
Your grandma's Gypsy Rose Lee.
Or like Tom with a large stack of magic cards blocking his schlong. Like,
P.S. If there is an interest in a calendar, a hard part calendar, let us know because we've tossed the idea around.
we have
And
tossed the idea around.
Sean seems fairly uncomfortable with it, so
He wants to do it. Because
if
it's
there's
making me
anything business-wise that I'm motivated to do, it's stuff that makes Sean feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, because the hard part is not making Sean feel uncomfortable. It's so weird because like my spectrum of like uncomfortableness is pretty large.
Yeah.
But there are some really niche things where I'm like,
That's why I just like see. You have to just like watch for like the reaction, and then
Yeah.
when I see the reaction, I grab that thread and then I run.
yep,
That's
yeah. But yeah, it's don't bring nudity to shops. It's the same. Would you walk around the mall with?
don't ask that question, Sean.
That's
You
true.
know the
They
answer.
Would.
The long and short of it is don't push the envelope. Okay.
Would you play these sleeves at your grandmother's house?
Again, I don't. I know some people that have some relationships with their family that you just probably are better not knowing about. Sequoia.
But yeah, just be smart about it, right? I mean, there are some sleeves that I've seen that I'm like, oh, those are really cool. There is a lot of boob in it, but like they're cool, but it's not crossing the line.
But honestly, I think, and I had missed that on the, because I was fairly like when you told me about it as we were getting into this, I was like, oh, that. No, you can't have nudity just about and whatnot. Like, I appreciate, the sexy babes and whatnot within the, the fantasy art community and the sexy gentlemen as well. It's not for me, but I like seeing, variance and inclusion.
Because it's art.
Yeah.
Art is art, but there is still a line. Like, I mean, if I had one of Michelangelo's, like, hand-made marble sculptures on the back of a card, I'd be okay with it because
my grandma is a big fan of Michelangelo. Man, you get her talking about that, and she was there. She saw it in person. So she's, oh, buddy.
Why do they all have such small dicks? Anyway, but like, I mean, but like that was the thing back then.
But
that turns into the art spectrum of it, where I'm like okay with that because there is an art form to it. If you're using it as a form of art, great. But if you're being a fucking gooner, then like,
well, again, I think that's
if you're
part.
Like, this is my sexy
if
vagina pinkie pie.
If
like,
you wanted to have, like some sexy like vagina, pinkie pie stuff going on, and you invite your friends over and you guys have a game at your house where you can play those, that's fine.
And then make everybody uncomfortable because they're like, ugh.
Yeah, but you should know that like that's not acceptable elsewhere.
Yeah.
That being said, I think the bigger takeaway from this is don't bring your children to an event. And I wouldn't say that as a broad, because there are definitely like children like free play events where you can get like cards and so forth.
Maybe check the place out before you bring your kid.
Yeah. Well, that's just kind of true for any place. I feel like we've got a bigger just general parenting fail than we do.
Yeah, you wouldn't be like, hey kid, let's go to Hooters and go, oh fuck, there's titties here.
Well,
like,
not even that. Like, I just wouldn't take a 5-year-old to like a symposium on taxes. Like, it just, it's cool for you to play Magic, and it might be a little neat for them to see the pictures. But at 5, there's no way that, like, and again, if they're really that into it at 5, they don't care about the tits. They will not see those. In fact, you're going to have a hard time getting any grandchildren out of that one. Yeah. If they're into Magic the Gathering at 5 years old.
Yeah, they're going to be a dork for the rest of their life, and they're going to be 31 this year.
That's not even a dork. That's going to be that Commander player with, like, the 52% win rate is like...
Yeah.
I've been playing CEDH since I was 5.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna be more worried about how the game flows rather than how the stuff flows.
Sequoia. Oh, buddy. I hope you take all those and, like, string them together, and that's the cold open. It's just Sequoia, 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 Sequoia.
It's poetic on it.
Oh.
But yeah, it's good, and just be smart.
Yeah, don't have naked people on your cards.
Unless they're at home.
Unless they're at home. Then you can all you want to. Yeah.
Don't be that weird pinup poster in the locker guy at work. Don't be the rubbing a Pinkie Pie magic card in your face and going...
You know, I'm a huge fan of tattoos. I suppose not a huge fan, but I like tattoos, and I like the idea of, like, everybody's story kind of being printed on them. That being said, every single time that I see somebody with, like, bare tits tattooed somewhere on them, it's always a guy. It is 100% always a guy, and there's always a tit, like, on their arm or on the back of their arm or up on their chest or whatnot.
And there's always some weird story about it.
Well, no, I don't get that far. The only thing that goes on in my head is, man, you better not end up in prison, okay? Because like, even if you're big enough that, like, nobody's gonna, like, square up on you. Like, you could be up in the shower just, like, taking a shower, and some other guy's going to walk over next to you, and, like, while you're taking a shower, he's just going to, like, be beaten off to that picture on your arm.
Goon it.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah. You turn back around, sir.
Stop giving me unusable footage.
Oh, you can use that. I didn't discriminate on anyone.
That's so funny. But yeah, we want to I can't wait till this is on the wall. And
it's already gotten you.
Yeah.
Half a dozen times.
You guys can't see the whole thing, but it's super cool. It's going to be there eventually.
It is.
But want to thank Manapool again as our partner for, supporting us.
Thanks, Manapool. Thanks, Andrew.
Our store is once again getting closer. We are, like, right there to launching our Manapool store. Also, we just have to do a couple more things, and we're good to go.
Yeah, so we'll have that up and going here before too long. We are looking into potential for brick and mortar down the line. So if there's anybody, especially local, that would be interested in, like, a regular event, or if there's any interest in a less competitive, like we were talking about with that just kind of open play. Yeah. Everybody's just there to have a good time, and we can record wins and so forth, but it's not about that. It's really about, just showing up and doing some fun stuff with a deck that you have.
Exactly, and we're still going to do the things that we need to for, like, what are you doing?
I'm taking a picture so that you can put it in later.
This is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me.
No, the weirdest thing, let me tell you, we got some time, right? We got a minute or two?
Yeah.
Right? All right, cool. So I ran into this thing, and it is absolutely insane. Thank you, TikTok. Let me let this alone.
Fucking course, it's TikTok, dude.
Dude, TikTok is the worst.
I love it. I both love it and hate it, and I've tailored mine exactly where I want it.
I really
You've
hope
seen
not.
Mine is, like, exactly what I want. I heard.
Oh, how do you start it over?
You just swipe to it, another one, and then just go back to it.
Okay. I'm just going to re-click on the link. Hold on a second.
Or you scroll at the bottom of it to the left to start it over.
My phone doesn't like TikTok, apparently.
I'm teaching Grandpa how to use the internet today.
There we go. Well, maybe it's going to forload.
Breaking news, a teddy bear covered in human skin was found found outside of a gas station. Authorities in California say they were called to the area around 12:30 p.m. on July 13th. This was after they were following up on a report of a, quote, object that appeared to be human remains. This was per a written statement from the San Bernardino Sheriff's Office. Witnesses described the bear as having a face-like piece sewn onto its head, along with what appeared to be skin-like material stitched all over its body. Shortly after the call came through, authorities investigated and a coroner came and removed the teddy bear. It was then taken away for further investigation. At this time, the teddy bear's origin has not yet been confirmed. However, a similar-looking teddy...
Thoughts?
Bring your kid to the card store. 'Cause that's fucked up.
Take them with you everywhere.
With you everywhere.
So no, that actually was it was an Etsy thing. This gentleman makes them. And after seeing it on the news, he like jumped up. Hey, that's mine. I make those. That's not like. Sorry, I wanted to get your visceral reaction on.
That's almost as bad as fucking those baby alive dolls that like I saw one the other day where she's like, oh, what I do is I cut the mouth open so it was more realistic for a pacifier, and it looks like she's cutting into a fucking baby. You literally like put them in the oven to bake them to like put the paint onto the skin color to leave it.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're literally baking babies.
No, I overheard that. Melanie was flipping through TikTok, and I heard that, and I was like, I need you to send me that.
Is that what I heard last night?
No, when I was tripping around.
Yeah.
No, I literally, like, Shauna got up to go to the bathroom, and when she went to go to the bathroom, I was like, I'm just going to remake the bed real quick. And so I jumped out of bed to the end of bed, flipped the blankets, and then jumped back over to my side of the bed, and then hopped into bed.
It shook our whole apartment.
I really, like, that was at like 20% of what I can land with.
I'm literally sitting on the couch finalizing the edit for this week's episode. And I'm typing stuff and I'm moving stuff around and I hear thud, 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 thud. So I message you and I'm like, are you okay? Because Ryan and I like looked at each other and we're like, what the fuck is happening over there? Their child is home.
Yep, no, I was just not being bouncy like I normally am, and actually hit it with my heel. Yeah, so I heard that thing, and all I could think of was twitching doll. I was like, yep,
yeah, that is twitching doll.
It was full of spiders.
I hate that. Sean and Tom from the Hard Part Podcast, thank you guys for episode 15, and we will see you guys next week.
See you next week. Thanks for coming out, guys.